All right, so we are coming down to the end of the run for Resurrection F, and it's going to be coming out on video on 10/20.
Yeah.
You guys have been at this a long, long time. 15 years, right? Tell me how you got involved with Dragon Ball Z in the first place.
Well, Chris was on staff at Funimation, and he put an ad in the paper wanted voice actors for a national cartoon in 1999, and I answered the ad and showed up at the audition and auditioned for a bunch of characters, and much to my chagrin, I got Goku because I really wanted to get that Captain Ginyu part I thought I nailed, which I told Chris was the case, and he jokingly said, trust me, you're going to really like this other part better.
Yeah, he was really sold. He wanted to play a different character, like an episodic character going. Like, I really thought my audition was real strong for that. I'm like, you really are arguing yourself out of the lead here, although I didn't tell him that.
Tell me that.
I didn't tell him he was a lead until maybe the third or fourth session. So.
Yeah, he didn't tell me I was a lead until I was well into the character. Then it dawned on me, oh, wow, you know.
Hey, this could lead to 15 years of work.
Yeah. So it's been a pretty awesome ride.
So what do you think about, what about Dragon Ball Z makes it such a lasting thing?
That is such a deep question, and we've analyzed it from every perspective, from it being a retelling of the Great Journey West, and therefore being in the collective unconscious of Asian culture and thus human culture, because those stories tend to breathe life forever, like ancient Greek tales. We've analyzed it from the perspective of action or blowing up or a serial that just keeps hooking you in, or we've analyzed it from every angle. I really don't feel like I have ever really truly figured it out, but it remains popular.
I think it's because I fight awful good.
I'm sorry. I'm never this cool in interviews. I'm just excited it's IGN.
No, it's absolutely cool.
Normally I'm really irritated, but... Yeah.
So, run down all the characters you played throughout the years.
I voiced 3 characters on the show: Goku, King Kai, which I still voice, and then Nail, who died and got absorbed by Piccolo in an episode a long time ago.
I, for various reasons, including like very limited budget and cast when we were first working on the show, voiced Vegeta, Piccolo, Yamcha, Mr. Popo, Kami, all the dragons, Gazmez, Raccoon, Jace, Birder, Zarbon, and a bunch of other characters for either people that I originally auditioned for, or people who, when we were first working on Dragon Ball Z, either had to leave to go do something else, or couldn't finish, or they just didn't like working on it, or something like that, had no idea that it would lead to 15 more years of work. I ended up adopting their role because we were having to work so fast to get this show on TV on Toonami way back in 1998 that we just didn't have time to do a lot of searching. Sometimes it'd be like, well, we lost X actor, and the producer would go, well, you get in there and do it. You got a nice voice. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how it rolled for a while.
I like how everybody becomes from the South when...
Well, our producer did sound that way.
They really were.
Well, we recorded in Texas.
Oh, right.
Yeah, this whole show is dubbed in Dallas, and so all of our original producers were all they were just dudes that kind of stumbled into it like an investment, kind of like, let's make this Dragon Ball show, you know what I mean?
I think at one point the same producer said, Yu-Gi-Oh! Nobody's gonna watch a show about cards, and passed on it, and then 4 Kids got it. Yeah. And now 4 Kids made it a hit, and I worked on that show too.
Funimation's an entirely different place now than it was back when we first started.
Now they know what they're doing.
So Resurrection F opened to records. How stoked were you guys to see that it did so well in the theater?
That was, well, we were surprised and stoked. It was also part of our master plan. I mean, we really did. Me personally was like, I really want, like the first year we did Battle of Gods, I wasn't worried about box office numbers until after I just noticed it in the box office. I'm like, oh wow, we actually have numbers associated with this. So then for the next movie, I'm like, no, we need to break records. I'm not going to take total credit for it being my idea, but I was certainly on board with it. And I really wanted it to do like way better than Dragon Ball Evolution. For a lot of personal reasons, all the Dragon Ball fans are going to get why I wanted to do better, which worldwide it did do better. Domestically, it did not. We almost beat it, but we didn't. But we did break records, and we have it in the top 10 anime films released in the box office, and we beat 2 Miyazaki films. So we smashed records.
What?
Yeah, we did, totally. We broke over 8 million at the box office. So that was huge for this kind of dub. And Japan even came to America, brought Masuko Nozawa and the tie-up staff at Toei, the president of Toei, or it was Suisha, and came, and we watched Resurrection F in theaters with the Japanese producers, and watched it in Japanese with Masuko Nozawa at the Egyptian Theater in LA. So the Japanese were very, very happy with what we'd done, and they came out to support and help promote, and we were just astounded by that. So
I like Dragon Balls.
I like them Dragon Balls. So, okay, so we're talking about the Blu-ray. What extra stuff do you guys get to do for Blu-rays, or if anything?
There are a lot of cool extras in the Blu-ray. I know there's a lot of lengthy interviews with me and the rest of the cast, and Chris does a lot of cool stuff in it. I think there's other trivia. I know Mr. Barreto may know some other things that are in there. Is there anything in there I should tell about in the Blu-ray? What else is in there? Behind the scenes? Oh, okay. He says I'm good. All right.
I think they did a lot of pre-show stuff that if you didn't get a chance to see the film in the theater, I think they're including some of that pre-show stuff with some additional interviews that we did. There's a lot of content they made throughout the time, kind of chronicling the production of this. They might even do an extra feature like they did in the first volume. I'm pretty sure they're doing it where they recorded us in the booth and some of the stuff that we did, and they kind of do a little picture-in-picture window where you can watch the film and watch the actor doing it at the same time. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, we did the picture-in-picture for Battle of Gods, and it turned out, I thought it was going to be really stupid because I feel like I look stupid when I act, but they made me look good, so I felt good about that. I haven't seen the new one, though, because it was shot in a different studio with different lighting, so I don't know if I'm going to look stupid, but I know Chris will look awesome.
He looks stupid. He looks really stupid.
I probably look totally stupid when I do it. Every time I voice Goku, I look like I'm on crystal meth or something. Hey, it's me. I just ordered a bunch of Coke. It's awesome. Like I'm totally. It's hard for me to do the voice in public because I feel like I look like Judge Reinhold when he's like in your face, like, you know.
So I have one last question for you, and I'm curious. You can't pick yourself, and you can't pick each other. What other voice actor do you think is doing amazing work right now?
Oh, I think. Well, of course, you got to go with some of the greats like Mark Hamill, who was like, you know, I met him once at a con, and I was more stoked that he was the Joker than Luke Skywalker, and I grew up in the '70s, so that's kind of a big deal. Who do I really liking right now? Rob Paulson's still amazing. There's somebody else I was thinking of that I really, really like. Who else? I mean, Troy Baker's always spectacular. We both worked with Troy at Funimation before. He's amazing. Steve Bloom, I'm a huge fan of. We have the same agent, so I'm kind of stoked about that. I'm like, yeah, that's Steve Bloom's agency. So he's a great guy. Who can you think of?
I know Laura Bailey and Travis Willingham both came from Dallas.
That's
too.
true. They're amazing.
They're doing extremely well now.
They are.
Of course, I've known Troy a billion years. I actually kind of helped that dude get into voiceover in some strange way. You can thank me for that in some weird way.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You know, he's an insanely talented dude. We were both doing these car commercials together back in Dallas, and this is when long before he'd ever done anything on anything. And I was going, hey, dude, you got a pretty cool voice. I go, hey, thanks, man. I'm in a band. I go, like, you should do some anime or some video games. I go, yeah, maybe that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, whatever. I'm Troy Baker. And then later on, like he started doing roles in video games. And then he was like, hey man, how much do I charge people to do like video game voices? I'm like, I should probably get you an agent. So I helped him get an agent. And then later on, he's like, how much should then later on, I mean, he's just huge now. We love Troy.
Well, thank you guys so much, and we'll look forward to the Blu-ray coming out 10/20.
Can I do a plug?
You can.
Hey, it's Sean Schemmel, the voice of Goku and Dragon Ball Z, and you're watching IGN.